Yo, what's up, guys? What a pathetic and despicable loss tonight by the Dallas Cowboys, losing to the Minnesota Vikings 34-26, man. Wow, guys, what a shame for this season. You know, with this loss tonight, the Cowboys only have 1% chance of making the playoffs. You know, just an unacceptable performance tonight by the Cowboys. You know, they started off the game really well. You know, you force an interception on the second play of the game. Great interception by Quinnen Williams. You have Braun Scheinheimer bringing out the trickery on that fake field goal attempt there. Beautiful little pass by Anger to throw it over his head to Aubrey to get the first down. Guys, Cowboys were able to score a touchdown after that play there. Javonte Williams, unfortunately, had to leave the game for a half after that touchdown by the Cowboys, but Cowboys obviously took a 7-0 lead, but this Dallas Cowboys defense once again tonight, absolutely putrid again, you know. And once you saw how easily Minnesota was able to score their first touchdown of the game, you're like, it's going to be a repeat of Detroit. You just knew that this was the recipe of this football game, you know. And what do you expect this Dallas Cowboys offense to do? You cannot expect this offense every bloody week to score 30-plus points a game to win a football game. It's just unacceptable to me, guys, for this defense to continuously give up 30-plus points a game. You know, they are now tied for the worst in the league with 7 games of 30-plus points allowed. Like, the only two teams other than that are the 2-11 Vegas Raiders and the Cincinnati Bengals, or the 2-12 Vegas Raiders, whatever the record is. But my God, that is pathetic for a team that had aspirations to try to not only catch up in the division, to try to make a wild card spot. And my God, ever since the Eagles and the Chiefs game, this Cowboys defense has reverted to what it was prior to the trade, like I mentioned in my last video. Just unacceptable. The defense did not pressure J.J. McCarthy enough tonight. 0 sacks allowed by the Minnesota Vikings offensive line. They did not allow the Cowboys defensive line to get even near J.J. McCarthy today. J.J. McCarthy, who's had a really, really difficult season, guys. Of course, you know, he's a young quarterback going through the growing pains. Obviously, sat out a little bit, had a concussion. He has his best first half of his NFL career so far, and you just knew that it's the Dallas Cowboys defense to allow. You know, J.J. McCarthy had a pretty decent game. You know, he threw for 250 yards, 15 of 24, 2 passing touchdowns. Incredible to see how easily McCarthy scored his touchdown, specifically doing the gritty, walking into the touchdown, doing the gritty. I'm thinking to myself, my God, man, is it going to be one of those nights? And it was, man. You know, Aaron Jones, you know, that guy there haunted us in the past, what we saw him do with the Green Bay Packers. Doesn't matter what color that man wears. He comes to Dallas, he's haunting the Cowboys every single time. Even though he only had 34 yards on 12 rushes, he always makes it difficult for the Cowboys, you know. Mason only had 10 rushes for 29 yards. Hawkinson had 66 yards. Addison only had 66 yards. Naylor had 47 yards for 2 touchdowns. Like, the offense of the Vikings wasn't even that good tonight. It's just how crap our defense is. Eberflus didn't pressure them enough. And don't get me started on Justin Jefferson, guys. Justin Jefferson only had 2 receptions for 22 yards. We're talking about Justin Bloody Jefferson here, one of the best wideouts in football last year and years past. He's had a horrible year this year, and the Cowboys still gave up 34. Like, are you bloody kidding me with this defense and Matt Eberflus? Like, I'm telling you, man, they need to make some serious changes. Personnel changes, coaching changes. Don't even get me started on Trayvon Diggs. That guy's clearly done as a Dallas Cowboy. You know, there's clearly some fractured relationships with the team and him. Obviously, after trading Micah, who's one of his closest friends on the team the past seasons, of course. So, you know, just Diggs and the Cowboys are headed for a divorce. His play hasn't been good enough on the field. When he has been healthy, injuries have affected his play. Obviously, he hasn't shown enough in practice for the Cowboys to say to themselves, okay, he's good to go. And then, obviously, we got other concerns on the offense. Look at George Bloody Pickens. I'm getting very concerned about George Pickens, okay, guys? Today, what do you have? 3 receptions for 33 yards. You know, I'm sorry, man. This man wants to be one of the highest paid wide receivers in football. We need to see more effort. The last 2 weeks have been very concerning with his effort. The Cowboys didn't even target him that much today. It's like they were sending him a signal, like showing a message like, if you do not put in 100% effort, you ain't going to get the football. But in a game where the Cowboys season is on the line, it was just not good enough. Not only by Pickens, the defense itself. The only positive out of this game, other than Dak, was Javonte Williams. You know, Javonte Williams, after I mentioned he got injured, came back into the game, 15 rushes for 91 yards. He really opened things up for the Cowboys, but unfortunately enough, offensively, throwing the football-wise, the Cowboys couldn't do much. Minnesota's got a great defense. They're one of the best defensive teams on the pass. So you knew Dak was going to have a difficult time throwing the football. And CeeDee Lamb had a great game regardless of that. CeeDee Lamb had 6 receptions for 111 yards. But Dak had no passing touchdowns. That's a credit to the Vikings defense. They're a solid defensive team. Brian Flores is one of the best defensive coordinators in football. But Dak still had a pretty decent game. 23 for 38, 294 yards. And Dak got sacked twice. So you'll never hear me blame Dak Prescott in a game that he plays well in when you have a defense that gives you no help. You know, literally zero help by this defense. They don't blitz enough. You know, their coverage is absolutely laughable on some of the touchdowns today, you know, like the McCarthy one, the 2 Naylor touchdowns, I'm pretty sure. Like, my God. There's too many times in this game and in the past this season where I say to myself, just be average, and you give us a chance to win. And they can't even be that, the Cowboys. They can't, the defense. They can't even be average, guys. Special teams has been a joke as well the last few weeks. Turpin had a couple good returns this game tonight, obviously. But in the past few weeks, it's been unacceptable to me, guys. Unacceptable. And then you get Jerry Jones saying, well, you know, I didn't expect this team to be like this after the trades. Well, Jerry, this is what happens when you don't have a great defensive coordinator and you don't have the right personnel to help you win football games. That's what's going to happen, guys. But at the end of the day, I just sound like a broken, bloody record when it comes to this Cowboys defense. You know, and like, let's look at the numbers here, honestly. Like, the Cowboys rushed for 138 yards compared to the Vikings 77. Still didn't win the football game. We threw for 285 compared to the Vikings 250. Still not good enough, okay? Total yards, 423 to 327. Still not good enough, guys, by the Dallas Cowboys. Incredible to me how this football team lost this game today. Just simple things can cost you a football game. And the Cowboys did that tonight. Just too many things tonight that the Cowboys just made their lives too difficult. You had 10 days to prepare for this football team. One of the worst offenses in the league, only averaging 20 points a game. And you let them go into your barn and score 34 points. Just unacceptable to me, guys. By this Dallas Cowboys defense, you win as a team and you lose as a team. Everybody is to blame. But my God, man, this offense, what do you expect them to do every bloody week? You're asking them for a freaking miracle to be flawless on offense. And this defense, once again, just gives up everything like Swiss cheese defense, partying like the Red Sea. It's just enough now, guys. It honestly is, man. You know, the effort level from Pickens, the effort level by the defense, it just needs to improve. And Minnesota, on top of it all, they were eliminated from the playoffs. And they come into Dallas and do what they do to the Cowboys when the Cowboys still had a puncher's chance of making it. With the Eagles obviously beating the Raiders today, they got to play the Bills coming up soon as well. You know, that could easily be a loss for the Eagles. But the Cowboys just could not do what it takes to win out. Beat the Lions last week. Beat the Vikings tonight. You know, you had some winnable games coming up, but now it doesn't matter. And it's unfortunate now that that game on Christmas against the Commanders is going to be meaningless now, guys. Just an unfortunate loss today by the Dallas Cowboys. An avoidable loss today. But unfortunately, with the way this defense operates right now, you do not expect anything less from Matt Eberflus and his defense right now. No pressures at all. Just letting any quarterback come into Dallas and just have a free ride and get rid of all the kinks and all their bad habits that they've been having all through the seasons. You know, to see J.J. McCarthy have that one interception at the first drive of the game and then played flawless after that just shows what an indictment and how bad this defense really is, guys. But, guys, tell me your thoughts and opinions on this football game tonight. Another frustrating loss for the Dallas Cowboys tonight. Just, I don't know where this team goes from here now. Play out the last 3 games of your season. Focus on possibly your draft stock right now, because there's no chance in hell that this team is making the playoffs, guys. And let's be honest, this team wouldn't do anything in the playoffs even if they made it. So let's just enjoy the last 3 games of the season as much as we can. And then that's it for another Dallas Cowboys season, guys. But click like if you like this video, guys. Subscribe if you guys want to see more content. Go Cowboys, go as always, guys, I guess, right? And we'll see you guys on the next episode of Cowboys Unfiltered. Ciao, guys.